Coffee cold, mine's woke. 2 mics, 1 code. Yeah, yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb. Then I hear that drip talk, cutting through the hum. Gem with the side eye, true stain with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Oh, yeah. They make it make sense. Yeah. Thumb tied from the doom feed, faith in rent thick algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix. Then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rise in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line. There's a late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life. Change your life. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like subscribe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Our daily drip, they make it make sense.
Welcome to our Daily Drip Show. It is me, your solo host, Jim Jones today. How y'all doing? And along with me in the background will be Cassius Pay, sprinkling in a little bit of that drip. But we're here to give y'all a Talk Techie to Me. If you have not been to a Talk Techie to Me, this is where I'm going to take something that's going on and break it down a little bit, get some engagement. Let's talk about stuff that y'all know, stuff that I know, things that we might question in the tech world. And today specifically, we're going to talk about AI and the influence, specifically with reality, Coachella, and just using AI influencers and marketing as a case study. So y'all are part of the case study. You're the Odd Squad. Happy for y'all to be dripping with me tonight. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and do that before we get started. And if you are not subscribed, don't know why you're not, but stick around. And my goal is to get you to be a part of the Odd Squad. So shout out to the Odd Squad who show up and show out every Friday night that we're here about 11:30 EST. And tonight, we're giving y'all a special drip with this Talk Techie to Me. So shout out to Cassius Bay. He's in the background. You got anything you want to add before I go ahead and just hop right into it?
What up? What up? Let's go.
Sounds good. Oh, hello. Hi, Monique. And also, if you're in the comments too, drop some in the comments. Let me say that from time to time. And let me know your name, where you're from, and I'll definitely give you a shout out. Definitely appreciate the support. And hit that like button if you haven't, and subscribe if you haven't. Oh, and all the socials are down there. So if you're looking for us, it's not hard to find us. Just go ahead and check that out. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and start talking about what happens when AI starts showing us people at events who were never actually there. Now, a recent thing that's happened is Coachella. I personally am not somebody who's ever went to Coachella, watched Coachella. It's not really kind of my thing, but I am interested in how Coachella has been used historically and even in today's world for marketing influence and celebrity. So Coachella, Burning Man, Woodstock would have been like way back in the day. Those are very much events of live performances. I think Coachella 2026, Justin Bieber was there. Shout out to the Biebs. That's so cool. A lot of people have not gotten a chance to see him. It's a place to see a lot of artists and people do a lot of things and have fun. So, hey, that's where they go to do that. So, in the past, I want to say, what was that event? It was the fire event. If y'all remember back in around the Rona, they had that fire event where Ja Rule and a couple other people had a similar event and came out that it was like fraudulent. They was giving them like hamburger and cheese sandwiches or something like that, and they paid all this money and it was fabricated what it was going to be versus what it is. And those people a lot of times that came there have brand deals. So you got celebrities, you got influencers, so forth, and they went there and felt bamboozled. Well, let's fast forward to 2026. Now, you could very well be any of those people and not have to get the cheese and bread sandwich. You could let AI pull up for you. So now we got AI can generate fake influencers, fake celebrities, fake crowd reactions. And it's really hard to be able to tell if this is real or is it fake. Now you're like, listen, Jim, I already know this. I went to whatever platform and they told me about this. Well, yeah, but let's talk a little more techie. So in Talk Techie, I'm going to give you some technical terms, break it down for you, and also talk a little bit more about the concept. That's what's going to make this a little bit different. So when we talk about AI, there's two main ways that things could seem to be true, but not really be true. We got hallucinations, right? So hallucinations, and I'll get into that in a little bit, is when the computer, the AI, the code, what rules we have, it decides based on information it has to give you an answer. Well, this answer is not real. But in this case, we're talking about marketing today. Marketing and actual information given to the public. This is not, from what I understand, AI making assumptions and inferences and putting out this information. This is technically synthetic media. What's synthetic media? So these are things to mimic reality. And typically, this is for users to believe that fiction is real and that this happened. It would be powered or pushed up by those who create it. So I'll give you an example. If I'm sitting here talking to y'all and I say, hey, like the behind me, this is actually a real sign, but it would be like me telling AI to make this sign so you think that it's real, but it's not. And it's me telling it to do that. So this is what we're going to go ahead and focus on today. So we're going to go ahead and show y'all a video. Let's start with marketing. Let's go ahead. So I happen to be scrolling the socials and I said, man, this is a cool ad. And then I said, wait a minute. Let's talk about it.
Even sleep at night? Trust me, after you watch this video, you'll come back to thank me.
Okay, y'all see that, right?
Big cavity in your tooth that
You see that? Cavity in the tooth, right? I don't know how many of y'all have seen a cavity get cleaned out and everything, but just watch this. This is a ad for teeth.
hurts so bad you can't even sleep at night. Trust me, after you watch this video, you'll come back to thank me. What I just put in my mouth is called a hydroxyapatite dental drop. Its main active ingredient is hydroxyapatite, which is the main component of tooth enamel, and its structure is very similar to your natural teeth. It works like adding a protective shield.
Now, before I get to this part right here, component that
those are some zombie teeth right there.
Man, I ain't even getting to this part yet. But the issue here is just look at how fast, right, this is happening. anybody who's ever had a cavity, I don't know about y'all, but they ain't never been that fast. Like it's not boom, boom, boom. They're in there pulling and drilling and whatever else, and depending on how bad it is, right? But it's not that quick. And the way it's making it seem is that it's super quick and harmless, and you can do this at home really quick. Look at this part right here. Drop some drip in the comments. Let me know what y'all think.
To your teeth, depositing a mineral layer right on the surface. The fine, gentle foam wraps around every single tooth, carefully protecting your...
Okay.
We're gonna bring that back one more.
With the
shield to your
Hydra
teeth.
Right.
It works like adding a protective shield to your teeth, depositing a mineral layer right on the...
Now, look at that. Okay, you see how that's this? We talked about being able to identify AI. Think about how things actually fall down, how movements happen in real life. Those are some triggers that you can look for. Is this real or is this fake?
Well, I'm just saying, if it's doing that on your teeth itself, then imagine
wouldn't it corrode your lips,
your gums.
Right? Yeah, like all that be like acid, like coming down, like so. Just watch this little again.
Surface. The fine.
Look at that. Look at that. And it just magically is just in all the perfect
right there. That look extra
and right here, you see that part of the mouth? Look at the mouth part right here. Some of those are ways that you can tell too. Look at that. Nobody's mouth is doing that little dent over here, this upper part of your lip like that.
Maybe it's supposed to mimic when you have like those plastic things, in your mouth to keep it open. But it's just not
fine, but and that's fine. But this is definitely not a real person that this is happening to.
Gentle foam wraps around every...
Now y'all saw that little drippity drops. Now I want y'all to look how yellow this is over here on that side. I think y'all can see my mouth. Can y'all see my mouth? My mouth's over here.
Yeah.
How yellow it is over here. And then this is not as yellow. And this is these two teeth is the only in current state, the only place that he's put it on.
Every single tooth. Carefully.
Okay, she gonna close her mouth. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Protecting your
enamel. Not wait a minute. Everything's white though. Everything.
Protecting your enamel. Carefully protecting your enamel.
Yeah, they had to do it quick because they knew that was some BS.
You're protecting your tooth. Carefully protecting your...
Now, like y'all saw that. There was all kind of buildup right here. And all of that. And now all of a sudden she got pearly whites from just lightly going over her teeth. Amazing.
Enamel. If you're interested, you can find it in the TikTok shop in the lower left corner. Do you have a big cavity in your tooth that hurts so bad you can't even sleep at night?
I mean, they should have just named it Meth Be Gone, because that's pretty much Meth
I'm like, dang, what I've been searching that it felt like it had to give me something like this. My teeth ain't even messed up like that. It's giving me the you need a whole new partials redone. Special, like
nobody would ever do veneers or anything like that. It's just
like, this is crazy. So I'm not saying that things like this don't exist, but it's the point that I'm bringing up is the level of marketing. And if you're somebody who's looking at this is called fabrication. So there's two levels of this. There's hallucinations, which, like I said, that's when AI just based on some things they saw say, yo, boom, 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 you can fix your teeth. This was not AI that brought that. This is a commercial for someone, right? So I mean, someone went in and said, hey, I want to see X, Y, Z. I want this to look this way. I want it to be this way. And this to me, I don't know. I bet you it's going to come out as a law later on. Is going to be something similar to defamation by saying this. But to me, this is fabrication. Fabrication is intentional system behavior. So deception. This is deceiving and making you think that you could put your teeth, you could go, like you said, get all the meth you want and come home, drip, drip, drip. Meth be gone. And that's deceptive, because I would love, drop some drip in the comments if you're a dentist. I would love to know a dentist or a dental assistant. How the labability for one of them is probably insane. So we're using a ad that's a marketing ad here for that, but this pertains to having the product designed to show things that are not real, such as fake people, fake attendance, fake moments. you can do those things. Having people, you see them in the audience where they got hands up, and then all of a sudden somebody got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fingers on one hand in the audience, and everybody waving this. Someone got 18 arms waving at the concert.
They're just ready to play the piano, that's all.
And once again, there's two ways of this, right? Someone could have just been like, hey, I just want you to have a concert and just make it look packed, and AI did that part. But it's different when someone says, hey, I want you to make it look packed and make it seem like
pack them fingers. Okay. Pack the fingers on
right.
the hand.
Make the venue packed and show that if you don't buy now, you're gonna miss out. Bro, you done sold 10 tickets in a 1,000 holding person stadium. That is deception. So to me, when I look at that dental, y'all, that's deception. So let's talk about Coachella, right?
Ooh.
People were attending Coachella. I just saw a video. I don't have it because I'm not gonna go Northwest because she's a child, so I'm not gonna do that. But I did see a video of Northwest at Coachella, right? So people did go to Coachella. I'm not saying everybody didn't go to Coachella, but let's take a look at this video here because they're calling Cap. It says, "Stop the cap." Y'all wasn't there. Stop the cap.
This isn't actually Kylie Jenner's Coachella outfit. And this isn't Kendall Jenner's. And this isn't Kim Kardashian's either. These are all AI-generated images made to look like they've been taken at the music festival. They've been spreading across social media. This X post alone has been viewed over 9 million times. And they've got people.
Wow.
Boom. So look at the reach. So once again, we talk about being deceptive, right? There is a case to be made of deception. It's not like, oh, I just did this for, I don't know, I have a friend's birthday and it's only going up to 10 people. 9 million people? Not 9 million people think that Kylie, Kim, and Kendall all wore a similar shirt to the same place at the same time with the same photo type of camera. And now people are getting hip asking, is this real? So shout out to people for asking the questions out there.
Got people confused. But how do we know they're AI? A quick reverse image search led us to this Instagram page, with even more posts showing celebrities at Coachella, on red carpets, and on magazine covers. We got in touch with the creator of these images, and he confirmed that they are made with AI generation tools and...
First of all, name is diabolical. Name is Rick Dick. Shout out to Rick Dick. What, bro? What? He said, I'm going all the way. Ooh-wee. Y'all see that? Rick Dick right there. That's the name. All right. Or her name. Don't know.
And other editing softwares. Most of the images from the original poster are marked as AI in the description. And
okay,
right there too. But once again, it's
but
still...
they hashtag the mess out of it too. Their metadata tags are on some otherworldly. They put in everybody in there.
Here's the thing too. One thing that YouTube does, and y'all can look at this, is there is to be a part to be in compliance technically to follow rules. It asks you, is this AI generated? And you are supposed to say yes if it is. And there's like a little tag if you look on the video and it'll say part or whatever is AI generated. And that's a way that you can also tell. But people are not doing that. And this is not a YouTube post, but I'm just saying, like, if they don't put that in there, how would you know? He could put a hashtag in there and like he's still letting people know. But how many people actually go in and look at that? Drop some drip in the comments. If you do, let me know. I mean, I look at what the content is and see if it is AI, but I just do think that it should be an easier way. So let's go ahead and continue this.
Instagram has a feature that lets creators label posts as AI. We can see that on all of these Coachella posts. Plus, as you scroll through more and more of these pictures,
be big like that. See how that's big right there?
Less believable. The creator said the images are not designed to imitate real events or mislead.
So the creator is saying, listen, this is not deceptive behavior. My intention is not to be fabrication, right? We talked about fabrication. That's not why I'm using it. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the...
And what's the purpose of doing it as it aligns with, I mean, if you're gonna say, oh, Coachella's coming up, let me put them in these. So what's the purpose? Is it a political game? What's the reach? Is it supposed to be uh, for content purposes? What are you selling? That's what I'm asking. What are you selling?
Well, it's not like there's any legislation around this yet, right? So to me,
There's
it just you ain't got no
attempts.
reason to. I mean, but you ain't got no reason to lie in 2026 at this point. You ain't going to jail. You're not gonna get no time, no fine, or none of that. So, and you don't, unless you are a big brand, you're probably not gonna have a lot of pushback. But we'll continue this.
In a harmful way. This isn't actually Kylie Jenner's Coachella outfit, and this isn't Kendall Jenner's, and this isn't Kim Kardashian.
That's crazy. So drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all feel that it's misleading? Do you feel like it's not misleading? And that was from BBC. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Celebrities, right, are just part of the problem of AI fake presence risk. And I couldn't find the video, but there are some where I guess there's a case to be made of, did Kim ask for her face to be used for that? Or did somebody just use her face? It sounds like someone just used her face. However, there have been people to bring up influencers as basically placing themselves there, and they had no intentions of being there, and therefore they are also a part of the fabrication and the
say I use my face, right, to go and say I'm doing some things.
Well, they get some brand deals.
Yeah,
so they gotta go, right? Like, but tickets, and we'll get to the money part. Yeah. Correct. And tickets, we'll talk about the money part and towards the end, but it costs to go. So even if, let's say you got a brand deal, they gave you clothes.
So Bow Wow was just 5 years too early on what he was when he was doing his little cap fest, saying that he was in a jet and stuff. All he had to do was wait.
Listen, AI would have had him together, baby.
Yeah.
Nobody would have clowned. He would have been like, I bought Diddy's jet because he can't afford it no more. It's mine. And everybody was like, that's crazy. He bought Diddy's jet. Like everybody would have believed him.
And then when you get caught, you just say, somebody put AI on me.
Oh, man, I can't believe my cousin would do that to me.
Right.
What cousin? Did you have anything on this before I go into different AI influencers and talk about the influence aspect and why some of this could be dangerous?
No, all my stuff was around the Coachella stuff.
Oh, do you want to? So you can go ahead and you can get into your stuff then, because I'm moving from Coachella to go into influence in general.
All right. Well, the reason why we're talking about, that aspect of the people who are supposed to be at these events for reach purposes, the who's, mainly is because Coachella isn't just a party. It's an economic engine, for real. So California reports that Coachella and Stagecoach together generate about 700 million in economic activity. So that's surrounding that whole event. And that's over 10,000 seasonal jobs for the Valley. That's real money. That's real workers. And that's definitely real tax revenue. So what? Officials expect around 250,000 people there, 250,000 people in that region for the festival window. And that's 120,000 tickets per weekend that were sold in 2025. So imagine what it's supposed to do this year. So when you see everyone is here, quote unquote, in the ad, understand it's big. And that's the reason why they say they was there. But it isn't just it's not the whole planet. So that's the other part of it. Everybody ain't there. People want to be there, but everybody ain't there. But the forecasts say in 2026 alone, it's probably driving more than 20 million in direct tourist spending in that space. And that's 3 days? With bars and restaurants capturing about 55% of all that. People love to drink and have a good time, and they're going to eat, and definitely those hotels are going to be jumping about 26% versus 2025. So that's 61.6% prior to like non-festival weekends. So that's good for local businesses, but it's gonna be brutal on them pockets if you're the one that's paying the surge pricing, especially if you're gonna do it on a credit card. We don't want to do all that. But to kind of button it up, my perspective on this Coachella, yeah, it's a legit economic win for the region and for the state in general. But the question is like, is it bad or is it not bad? I don't think it's that. It's just who actually benefits from people going there and who quietly is financing all of this on a 20-something or 30-something%, interest. That's your Klarna, that's your credit card, that's your buy now, pay late, all that stuff. So, once an event is worth hundreds of millions in dollars, especially all that stuff that's circulating around it, there's a huge incentive to use AI to keep the hype machine going. That's the main thing. But when we talk about debt that's surrounding it, let's talk about the people on the other side of those numbers. All them people that you see in that crowd right there.
Mm-hmm. They got a whole live station, by the way, on YouTube. It's crazy. Man, it's actually crazy. So, shout out to John Henry. I just now seeing that in the chat. So shout out to John Henry. Thank you for joining the live stream. So yeah, with Coachella, I mean, I guess to me, I think about the fire event. Y'all, like I said, y'all remember that? That's when Ja Rule got in all that kind of trouble back then for the sandwiches and cheap.
Oh, when he got sued, yeah.
Yeah, and they got sued. I think about that, and I'm wondering what's gonna go with these brand deals. If you said you were going and you didn't go, you basically sit AI delegate, which means nothing was sent. Do they still pay them? Because really, they didn't actually get a real service because they asked you to go. That's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be legislation that come out of that because you took a contract to go somewhere and promote something, but then technically you kind of did promote it, and unless they had in their contract that you had to physically be there, it's gonna be messy. I could see in the next year or two, there's gonna have to be some real tight-knit contracts coming. Gotta be real tight-knit, y'all. So I want to talk a little bit about if you have people here with appearances and even crowd reactions, right? Saying everybody is here. Just imagine, I don't think that this is like, a bunch of AI stuff, but imagine if this was AI generated, right? You got people, the problem with this is that you have people can't really verify that it actually happened. Because even just because you had AI be the representative, imagine this, someone could have a whole ghost Coachella where they make an AI Coachella, but there's a real Coachella. And if you paid to go to real Coachella where you can't have phones or whatever, they could make AI Coachella where they stream that live and have real Coachella that you really were there. And how would people know? And who would really believe them that there were two Coachellas? It's very manipulative, and the danger here is that it can signal fake popularity, because even if that is the case, what if in this other room there's only 10 people, but the AI generated one had 100, right? So you got synthetic social stuff going on, and then you also have manipulation where it's amplifying excitement. So you creating this FOMO situation. Man, I just gotta be there. Be there for what? Be there for what? Ain't nobody there, baby. Ain't nobody there. But you can't even tell because everything is so fake. So question is, how do we know what's real anymore? I wanna go into, let me show y'all some of these AI influencers, because this is crazy. It is actually so bad that there are top AI influencers. Cash to Pay, have you heard of these people? Top 24 AI generated influencers of 2025. They have industries. 7 million people are following something that's not real. Let's go see what it looks like. Right here. We got videos.
So
This
TikTok.
makes
Oh,
sense.
come on now. That's
that
like
makes sense.
Demon Hunter stuff, right?
Let me see if it'll play it for me.
Hi humans! はじめまして.
Oh, okay. Hajimemashite. Okay, so yeah.
But look,
That's
here we go.
Nihon desu. That is Japanese.
Oh, this is taking me to Instagram. But yeah, I will let me share this one. Yeah, that's crazy. Here, I'm about to share this with you. Look how real.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Vosotros me criticasteis por mover tanto la mano. Y es que en la realidad,
Real looking. Look at the realness of the person. Mimics image. This is an AI influence. This is not a real person. That's crazy, isn't it? So my concern with this is that there's not a lot of guardrails. There can't be if this is so easy. I guess I shouldn't say it's necessarily easy to do. But it's concerning because you have all these people spending money to be a part of stuff sometimes, and it's not real. An AI influencer physically isn't somewhere. So if you spent all this money to be somewhere and the influencers are not real who are there.
We got somebody said that, you can tell it's AI gang. The thing is let's
shout
talk
out to Judah.
Shout out to Judah. But let's talk about a lot of people who can't.
Yeah, we're talking about the people who can't.
Like people who watch mesothelioma commercials and Lincoln,
not you doing that for the
and people who watch Grit, right? On for those who are old enough to know what Grit is, it's a show that people who watch westerns, like old westerns, and that's still on regular TV. They're also exposed to these particular forms, and it will be extremely hard, or actually extremely easy, to fool someone. This is the next level in the scam situations. This is the next level in the ability to take money out of someone's pocket.
Yeah, we'll talk about the money in the next part. I want to hear what the sound is on this.
You look at me, babe, I wanna catch on fire.
Look at that. We talked about money for a second. So we're going to hit on money, and then we're going to talk about what are some guardrails that we can put in place. Then we'll get up out of here. This is going to be a quick show, not because we already did a full live stream yesterday, y'all. So we don't got to do a full, long show today. So let's talk about money and people spending money to keep up with the Joneses. But what happens when the Joneses is the computer? So let's hear about it. Why Coachella is so expensive.
And to pay for their ticket.
Yeah, the great Dave Brooks reported that story, and it really got a lot of pickup. And it was really turned into this thing.
50% of GA Coachella goers actually use a payment plan to pay for their ticket.
What percent?
Yeah, the great.
I already knew that was coming.
GA Coachella goers actually use a payment plan to pay for their ticket.
Yeah, the great Dave Brooks reported that story, and it really got a lot of pickup. And it was really turned into this thing of what does it mean about the youth and the economy? And people were really hand-wringing about it. It costs $41 to do the payment plan. And so it's not like they're charging crazy interest on it, especially if you're a young person, you don't make a lot of money. I don't know why you wouldn't do the payment plan.
Like, music festivals are such a good bang for your buck. Like, yes, Coachella is expensive, but you're also seeing just about like every star you might have on your list that you want to see in the next couple of years.
Which is why they're expensive to put together.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's a reason that ticket costs $600 for GA.
She says $600 y'all. $600 because you want to be around someone. Oh, this is someone's commenting. Hold on, let me. This is similar to.
Just keep going.
So the comment on the page says, "You goofballs really should go get educated on how economics work. Payment plans for everything is not good." I mean, payment plans are not good, and people want the experiences. And so think of it this way: if AI influencers are making people money essentially at home, then they not only saved $600, they may not be said influencers, so they saved literally on everything. They're gonna make money on brand deals, and you, someone who doesn't have, well, maybe you have 600. Let me not count your pockets, but it costs you $600 to go to the place, and there's AI generated.
It costs you to get
instances.
in the door, not to go to the
Just
place.
do
It's
there.
gonna cost more than
Yeah.
just your 600.
It's crazy.
Right. So there's a couple things that we can talk about when we going into this debt for the experience run that people going in, right? So Bank of America backed analysis found that US consumers, they probably spend about $150 per month on entertainment. So that can go across a whole bunch of different things in the spectrum. But credit card users who bought live tickets were averaging $300 per month from 2024 to 2025. So that's already double on them like that. So the concert prices have jumped more than 32% in 5 years, with an average ticket around $130. And that was just in 2024. So Coachella style festivals are on the high end of that range. Now, one survey has showed that over half of Gen Z concert goers use Buy Now Pay Later, or BNPL, right, to cover these tickets and other related costs like travel, outfits. Hopefully they probably gonna wear it once, sweat it on up, yuck it up, and they're gonna put it on a clearance rack when you get to it at JCPenney or wherever you're gonna go. But 1 in 5 admitted that they overspent to attend the shows in the last 2 years. So just to be there or be square. And another study found that almost a quarter of Americans have used Buy Now Pay Later for concerts or festivals, with about 1/3 expecting to go into debt for live events in the coming year. Well, I gotta see Chris Brown. I gotta be in PL, all of that. So this is where AI, push hype meets like basic math. When I look at it, when tickets go up 30% in 5 years, and you're still being told you only live once, what you really live on live with.
I
is
mean, Rona kind of played a little part in that perspective, though. So, I mean, yeah, we can say that, but people seeing, death kind of come the way that it happened, it changed a lot of people's outlook, a lot of people's perspectives, stuff like that too. So people do have "you only live once" for that reason, like,
And it's not crazy to spend on these experiences, but with a quarter of the country financing entertainment and 1/3 expecting to be in debt, it overshows really that it's not a vibe and it's a business model. That's what I don't like about it. You get what I'm saying? So, and then you're going to use the AI, aspect of it to hype it up even more. Everybody's here, doing all of that when people really they can't really afford it. I'm just speaking from the logical angle. So if you're dropping 4 figures on a weekend,
they ain't been able to for a while.
Exactly. And you dropping 4 figures on a weekend. And that loses value the second that you leave. And then the
Another
finance rate.
another problem with that though is there are
Yeah.
folks who have trust, who have money from XYZ, where you're competing with I work at 9 to 5 or gig job money versus somebody left me some money. Like that's also part of the problem that goes on too. So I try, like I said, I try not to count anybody's pockets, because I learned years ago, we talked about this on the show last night about going to school and finding out, stuff about people. But there's people who I'm not counting their pockets because they got money left to them, and $600, I get that in my little check every week or whatever it may be.
But those people
that
who
I
got
didn't
money
that I
left
didn't
to
work
them,
for, but I still want you to come with me, gig job working friend.
you
because
talking
I wanna
about
go by
trust fund
myself.
kids and all of that. Let's be for real.
Trust
Those
fund
people
kids who
did
got survivors of stuff
people
too.
have not spent $600. They're spending a couple $1,000s, and they're going to have a cabana over on the side, or they're going to be in the backstage. They didn't spend that hard-earned $600,000 to be in Gen Pop. They not in Gen Pop.
I'm not
They're
talking
not getting
about
sweated
I'm
on.
not talking about people who are necessarily their parents were millionaires or whatever it may be. There are people who we kind of talked about this on the show the other day. There are people who get checks for a variation of reasons, and there's people who get no kind of checks, and they're friends. And this happens all the time when you look at those videos of like, we going to Miami, girl, or we're doing this or we're doing that. It could be weddings or whatever it is. And this person over here is working a gig job. This person over here is working a 9 to 5. And this person over here, not saying their life is easy, but if they're getting some kind of residual, not that they have to be a trust fund kid, it could be that they get $250 a week for whatever situation that happened. At the end of the day, those other two people who go to work every day are not getting $250 just getting $250. They're still going to work, because that person who's getting $250 is going to work too. But now $250 by 4, they got Coachella money. I'm just saying everybody's not created equal. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, what we're saying is that that 600 and turn into 1,800, and now with all of that, all I'm saying is that you're layering in the AI-driven FOMO that's coming in on top of those numbers, and then you got to ask yourself about the choice. Or is it not a choice at all, and you're just being steered? So instead of an AI hallucination, we're talking about a financial hallucination that's happening with people.
Yeah.
At some
and I'm
point,
just saying, if
you're
you
not
ain't that person
buying
getting that
a
$250
memory.
every week, this ain't for you.
I'm
You
just
got
saying,
that gig
you're
job,
not-
you got that 9 to 5, baby, be home.
You're not buying a memory. You're buying a finance hallucination. So do you buy an algorithm? That's all. I just want to make
You
that
want to
last
buy
point.
here, pay here. Yeah, you want to buy here,
You
pay
want the
here.
algorithm.
You want a plan, basically.
For life.
You got the general car insurance plan version of, like you got an SR22. Essentially, I'm just trying to make sure I got insurance type of time. Yeah, look, I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying that to me, there's 3 types of people. There's people who go to work every day and they're spending their money that they go to work, and they're budgeting money that comes in that they can use to go out. And that's their transactional part. Then you got the folks that it's the same thing, but then they got other money coming in that's almost like extra money. So yes, they probably still budget their money as well, but they still got more extra than that person, the first group. And then you got the third group where, like you said, they got a cabana somewhere. They ain't worried about nothing. I think
But that's
there's more
who
people in
everybody
that
trying to
middle
act
group
like they being like. That's what I'm
correct. And groups 1 and 2 are being influenced by AI. So I see what you're saying. They are being influenced by AI when, it didn't cost nobody nothing with the AI people to make the money. So yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm just gonna harp on that first group. If you go to work every day and you're not getting some other money coming in to just come in, that to me is crazy to try to essentially compete for those things.
saying.
You still gotta go to work.
You know how many rich people
You
get
gotta
free
work.
shit? Like they get free shit they get free tickets just to go.
When you have money,
because they know
yeah,
that
that's
it's
how they
going to
work.
draw other people coming in. Just like
Yes.
women get to go in the club because dudes used to go in the clubs for the women. Now everybody got to pay.
Depending on what you look like, though. depending on what you look at. Everybody didn't always eat it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. There's still levels to it. Everybody didn't get it. There's women who did not get it. They don't know what experience you're talking about. They seen the experience, but they wasn't in it. But yeah, so AI is making it like everybody needs to be of this level. Agree with you. And they're spending, if they got payment plans, they're spending money they could use maybe somewhere else. Especially since if you're looking for whatever celebrity, they may say so-and-so was here, but they weren't because it was AI generated. So you spent whatever amount of money and you still didn't see the celebrity that you wanted to see. So yeah, I would agree with that. I wanted to talk about some guardrails and then get up out of here. So a couple guardrails that can happen that we as consumers and other people in the community can advocate for or create ourselves, right? When we're doing things. One thing is called grounding. That's when we basically force that it has to connect to a real data source. So meaning it has to have validation of something. So I can't just post. I'm trying to think of an example would be if you order off of a delivery service for food. A grounding would be that there's location services that tells you where your food or whatever is at, and then where it is at that point in time. It prevents fakeness of, I said I went and picked it up from the pizza shop, but homie is still at the house. It will tell you he's still at the house. So grounding is one thing that could be done. Is you can't post these events unless you're pinged that you're physically there. And in real time, the only way you can take it is like a live stream, right? You're live and pinged, and that validates that you're there. That's one example. Another one is, and this is what number 2 is, disclosure. So YouTube, TikTok, and various other platforms are trying to get disclosures. This is when they have to say this is AI generated, and more specifically, we could request disclosures being upfront before I ever click, before you even start auto starting the video. Nah. Big old red banner, AI generated, before, and give me time to not give that click away. Go ahead.
Yeah, because for real, AI regulators or ad regulators are clear on some of this kind of stuff, where a disclosure doesn't fix a lie. So if you're selling something, that's an ad, and the core message is deceptive. A fake performance, a fake crowd, a fake guarantee. If you selling it, you about to get slapped with something, and it's not. And you can't just slap AI generated on that at the bottom and call it ethical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you shouldn't even. Yeah. You should have to accept that. I'll give you. I guess an example would be this: a lot of corn sites in specific states, they require people to validate that they are of age. And so you can't even get in. It's a disclosure that says for people like, hey, well, you can't go in here unless you do XYZ. That's a way of basically, hey, this is AI generated, in a similar way. Do you want to proceed to watch this? And you would have to say yes. But that's a lot of steps, and you're gonna lose a lot of clicks. You're gonna lose a lot of money, a lot of views, because people want it to autoplay. Autoplay brings a lot of money into every one of those algorithms because it's just gonna play it. So yes, I agree with you. I think they just need to. It does not stop pathetic things from happening, but I do think that there's a lot. Maybe you want to see the AI generated stuff. It ain't for me to tell you can't see it, but to me, you should still upfront give me a chance to say I don't want it, and like putting a hashtag on the inside like real low. But I didn't watch the whole video. Now I watched the whole video about absolutely nothing that didn't exist.
All I'm saying is that if they're advertising to sell you something, so if they're trying to sell you something that didn't exist, then it's just one big AI headache. So we talking about privacy, talking about fraud.
Yeah, I mean, they can make that's another one. It's anti-fabrication rules. That's the next one.
Yeah.
You can't have fake users, fake celebrities, and fake engagement metrics. That's another one. That's number 3.
And the last
fake
thing
ads
is brand
would be
safety.
a part of that.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, you're really selling science fiction. So the fear isn't becoming like sentient. The fear is blowing your budget on fake people and misleading content. So if I was a company, that's what I would be afraid of. That's what I'm saying.
That brings it to number 4. So number 4 was auditability. So the ability to trace where the content came from. Once again, like I said in the first example, is location services is an example of that. Well, there should be for those platforms every so often. How many times are you not compliant? And then fines, fees, whatever it is, like things like that to show if they're not following those rules. Right now in current state, that doesn't exist, but these are just guardrails that we're saying could be implemented to help with some of this. Just want to make sure we're clear on that, because the one big beautiful bill actually kind of fights probably everything I'm saying here anyways.
So for at least 10 years, right?
Yeah,
but
for at least 10
like
years,
there's a lot of
so-
people that are trying to learn this. There are a lot of people who are trying to be certified, and congratulations to you, Jim Jones, on being certified in this space.
Thanks, y'all.
But when you get serious, you're talking about like AWS or Google AI search. The people who are doing this, they're not
And
learning how to
Microsoft,
build. Yeah, in Microsoft, they're not learning how to build AI models at this point. With great power comes great responsibility, because you're learning how not to build damn scam machines by accident. That's really what it turns
That's
into,
the next
because the
one.
scale
So
on that is what it is.
That's the next one. Number 5 is red teaming. So testing systems for deception risk before deploying. So what does that mean? That means that if we are making rules, we should be able to say, is this deceptive? Would somebody reasonably look at this and be like, you know what? This ain't even real. That, like, before you put that out there, some kind of litmus test, some kind of default of would a normal person just know that this is real or not. Once again, these guardrails don't exist, just something that proposing could advocate for. Plain names not here, but he would definitely say be hyper local with it. You could start with your local legislation and then move on up, push it to your state, push it to, make it a bigger issue of things that you want to see in your community and move forward with that. And so those are I think it's 5. Yeah, those are 5 different guardrails that you could advocate for. We could advocate for. We can think about how can that get better to help some of the stuff. Because this ain't the last time, y'all.
It's definitely not.
You know what's gonna be next. Y'all seen them Chris Brown and the Usher concert. They doing a concert together. Watch what's gonna happen. This is gonna be a chick who married someone. That wasn't me. That's AI. I wasn't making out with Chris. That ain't even Chris. That's gonna be the next thing.
But you have 40 other people with grainy ass cell phone videos that's got your ass up on the thing. All of them
anybody.
Oh,
That
okay.
could be anybody.
But
Let's try to keep
just
her
to button
marriage
it up,
together.
marriage done. You went to Chris Brown concert. Marriage done. It was done even if the husband went with your ass. Marriage done. Because if you get up on that stage, marriage done. You go backstage, you pay what, that $1,000 for 2 seconds to be sitting on his lap or whatever. Marriage done. But getting back to the AI system of things, the AI system itself is making money off information, right? So it should be held to the same standard as any other financial product. So that's truth in advertising, no hidden terms, and real accountability when it misleads. Except for the big beautiful bill tries to stop all that. Oh.
I'm just look, y'all know I had to find somebody.
Oh.
That's AI.
Divorcee right
AI.
here.
This ain't me. I don't know if she got no man or anything like that.
Let me see if I can run. You know she do. I can run it. Oh, she backstage.
That was before they.
Yeah, I bet. He gyrated on her about 3-4 times, picked her up, lifted her up, and then somebody called homeboy. Homeboy said, "Where were you at? You went to the Chris Brown concert? You was on stage. You had his junk in front of your face? And what did you do? You opened your mouth. I saw it."
As AI. That see, it said my open my mouth,
It's
but really
AI
I was,
sweat nuts, huh?
I was flabbergasted. I wasn't like this. I was like, I wasn't like, oh, I was.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. The problem with this, not even the problem, like things to keep your eyes open for. This isn't a theory anymore. This is what it is. And Coachella is an example of that. And just, AI influencers. So just to go ahead and give a little bit reminder of some of the terms that we went through, and then we'll wrap this on up. So hallucinations are when AI makes a mistake. Fabrication is when the system creates a false reality. So making it seem like, the AI influencers would be, or the ad would be fabrication. Then your mouth can be gone in a few seconds. Another one is synthetic presence. Fake people being shown as real. So the AI influencers being at Coachella, right? It's not possible because they're not real and they're not really there. Or having like a big audience of people, and you had 20 people there, not 200,000. So that'd be synthetic presence. Deception risk. Users believe generated content is real. So that means that you already know this is not real, and your intention is to still push this forward, understanding that people more than likely don't know that this is not real. So that's not putting, AI generated, the disclosures, right? The checking the box when there is an opportunity to say that yes, it's AI generated, or to just make something because you want to get clicks or to get monetized or whatever it is, knowing that it's not real. That's deception risk. So those are your definitions, y'all, for Talk Techie to me today. Keep those in mind in case you decide you want to go get AI certified. Hopefully that helps you out with remembering some of these things. So in conclusion, y'all, let's remember the danger isn't that AI creates fake content. It's actually the real danger is that it being unable to distinguish real experiences without having clear disclosure. So if you can't tell if this has really happened and there's nothing to point you quickly or easily that this was made up, then that's the real danger, because now we're blurring reality and fantasy into one, and that very much is a danger for us. So it's not whether AI can do it, it's whether we can still tell what actually happened. So that's what I'm hoping, that as time gets on, we are able to advocate for ourselves, push for things to be more clear, and keep having these discussions. If y'all are interested in getting your certification or learning more, I hope this is helpful for y'all. And I'm happy to be able to drop some drip tonight with y'all on this Saturday. Well, might be Sunday for some of y'all, but Saturday, Sunday, late night drip. So that's all I got. Cash is paid. Do you have anything?
Yeah. Always bring it back to, was it real? Who pays and who profits? So every time that hype ramps on up,
That part.
yeah, you drop, a number that forces people to kind of think about this stuff. And I'm not even hating on people going to Coachella, because I'm not anti-fun. I'm just anti-being played. That's all I'm saying. So I'm against people taking out a silent 24% loan because AI, as an ad, told them that everyone's there. Everyone is here. Yeah, the music is real, but the FOMO was engineered. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Done.
And also, I didn't touch on this before we get out. Also, we always say is follow the money. Why would they do this? Who are they? And why would this benefit them to create something like that? So always keep that in mind. Why would this benefit them to make fetch happen, make this happen, make it be a thing? So anyways, y'all, that's all I got tonight. We will see y'all next Friday on a live stream with Plain Dane for a normal Our Daily Drip show by 11:30 p.m. EST. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, and I had riding along with me Cassius Pay. So we will see y'all. Then if you haven't hit that like button, do that. If you're not subscribed, do that. Tell 2 people you like and someone that you don't. I promise you won't regret it. So we will see y'all again next Friday. Stay safe and see y'all.
Our daily flow, drip, drip, Gem and Dame, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. One more time, let's take it slow. Skyline kisses the moonlit tide. Cool breeze follows, take that ride. We're glad and smooth, no need to hide. Feel the groove, feel the vibe deep inside. Baseline humming, hearts align. Time stands still.